Hello and welcome to another week of the weekly support and clarity from Spirit for you. So I hope you've had a great week and feeling good and that sort of thing. And so this is from the 10th, Monday the 10th of October through to Sunday the 16th of October. So how I work is I work with my guides and always in the spirit who love me. Ask them to please come close to give everyone out there what they need for the upcoming week, as well as any tips, techniques, different practices, that sort of thing. Okay, so just give me a sec, I'll just tune in, seal off, and we'll get straight into it. Okay, all right. So they're talking about family, and they're talking about not just family, but support, your environment, things like that, And, because they're saying, look, if a lot of people do have trouble and sort of concerns and sort of things with their family. And it's that sort of thing that because, some of the reason for this is when you're very close to somebody, this is when you care about somebody a lot, and this is where confliction can come in, where there can be disagreements of different things because you're feeling that this person isn't working the best that they possibly can or helping themselves, and so that can bring up sort of things within you. It also opens you up to vulnerability as well, and feeling vulnerable with these people and really being open with yourself. But it's that thing too about understanding that vulnerability is a really important part of being strong. And it's not about being open and vulnerable to everyone, but it's really about being open and vulnerable to yourself as well. And it's about sort of being as heart-centered as you possibly can. And it's also about caring for yourself, and about really valuing yourself. And this is like, it's what they're talking about family is, really looking at yourself or looking at the people that you surround yourself with. So this might not be your blood family, okay? Your blood family isn't always your family, okay? Sometimes that's the animals that you live with, sometimes that's the friends you have, sometimes that even could be, more non-tangible things, such as spirit, such as people with you, such as your environment, such as different areas or things that you like, sort of music, art, that sort of thing, or different creative forms, and also areas of the planet, water, bush, trees, gardens, different things like that. So really, family can really be anything, and it's really about you asking yourself about how are you creating a family around you, because this is really about you doing it for you. How are you creating a family around you that really exhibits support, that really exhibits sort of love and caring and friendship, and really allows you to be vulnerable, to be held, but also to hold as well. So sort of both at the same time. So it's also about caring and being cared for. But it's that thing, it's about an extension of yourself. And what can happen is saying with a lot of people, especially people who are very sensitive, psychic, people like this, very heart-based people, is they've got like a bit of a incongruence within their value system. So they value themselves in a different way to which they value the things around them. But it's that thing about really, allowing yourself to look at this and really allowing yourself to start to, either bring that integration inwards, so the way that you, care and love and help and, you want other people to open up to you, you're going to start doing that to yourself. Or it can be the other way around. They're saying, generally with the people watching this, it's going to be, you valuing yourself at a higher level and really looking out for yourself in more of a beautiful, strong and aligned level as well. But it's that thing too about your environment. Are you taking care of your environment as you would take care of yourself? Are you taking care of yourself as you would take care of the people around you, or if you have animals that you live with, and that sort of thing. And so it's really about about really looking at, not, I was going to say analysing, and they're saying, yeah, well, it is a little bit about analysing, but it's not about doing your head in about these things. It's just about kind of being aware of, if there's inconsistencies, and then it's about taking charge and going, right, how can I, create more consistency? How can I create more balance and alignment around this? And this also goes for your jobs as well, which they're saying is going to come in. We'll see what they say about that. Give me a second here. So Monday. So Monday, this is about, it's funny because they're talking about your actual physical body. I said funny because they kept showing me your skeletal system. So it's that thing about, how do you carry yourself? Do you carry yourself, in a strong, composed way? Do you allow yourself to stand up, to be strong? Do you allow yourself to have good posture? And also at those times when you want to relax, do you really allow yourself to relax? And a really good tip, and thing that I've been doing for a very long time, I've taught a lot of people, is when you are relaxing, or when you want to relax, you're meditating, you're going to sleep, you're whatever, this sort of thing, is actually tell your body what you want. So one of the things I say to myself, and saying this out loud is really good. If you can't, you just say it in your head. They both work pretty well. It's really about your intent. But it's about saying, I instruct my body to release any tension, stress, anxiety, anything which is not allowing me to completely relax in any possible way. And for some reason you say this 3 times. The other one I say is, I allow my body, my energy field, myself, to release any stress, tension, anxiety, or energy which is reducing my magnificence in any possible way. Yeah, it's nice. I could just feel the energy change then a little bit in here. So try it out, and just say it mindfully. Say I instruct my body, and then say I allow my body. I instruct, so you say it 3 times over. And what you'll probably find, and what I find, is that I actually realize that I'm more tense than what I thought I was. And when I say these things and I really allow myself to say them, and really allow myself to feel them and surrender to this and actually really believe it, I can feel myself drop down into a greater state of relaxation. So try it out. So Tuesday. So this is about the heart head, sort of a flow here. And it's that thing too. It's, what was it? That's right. That there was actually, I think it's more neural nerve centers that go from your heart up to your brain. Check on this because I'm not sure if I'm getting this wrong. They're saying it's nearly right. Then it is from your brain down to your heart. It could even be your gut, I can't remember. Anyway, but what I'm trying to say here is your heart and your head in congruence? Is it that thing where you're really in line with how you're feeling, what you're saying, and what you want to do? And another thing, way you could put this is, if what you did was written down in the history books, would you be happy to show this to everyone? That sort of thing. So this is really about honesty and about integrity as well. And this is not about being, this is really about just aligning with yourself and standing up and being responsible and going, yeah, that is how I feel. And yeah, I'm cool with that. That sort of thing. So, which is going into Wednesday actually, and yeah, it's funny, hump day, that sort of thing. They are talking about work here, but they're talking about work. This is on a bit of a general. They're saying over the next few weeks actually, and they're saying you might have seen this sort of coming up in last week and coming into this week. and then into the next week, actually the next 2 weeks after this. So, but it's that thing too with work. So this is about, how are you acting with your work? How are you feeling with your work? I feel like there's a bit of an itchiness around work with quite a few people. They're looking for something different, or they're just fed up. They're just a little bit sick and tired of either doing something that doesn't align with them, or they don't want to, or having to be a person that they don't want to, that sort of thing. So, just look for the inconsistencies here, and it doesn't have to be a big thing about, okay, what am I going to do and how am I going to do it and all that sort of thing. It's really about sort of recognizing what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and what you're actually drawn to. And they're saying a really good exercise is to go on the computer and just look at different, if you're drawn to a particular area, what sort of careers are in this particular area, and just go through and just write out the ones that stand out to you. And they're saying that, look, with quite a few people, you're actually going to generally have more skills in those areas than what you actually realize. If you look through all of your personal skills as well as your professional skills and how you can translate that. The other thing too is you might actually find that you are really enjoying your work, but you just need a bit of a refresher. And they're saying that's the other thing as well. So we're going to get on to Thursday. Had to remind me, I forgot where I was at. Okay, so Thursday. So Thursday, it's funny, they're talking about routine here. This is funny. I've never done this actually, so yeah, I'm just going to go with it. They're saying Thursday, like, everyone's got a particular routine that they do. They wake up in the morning, go to the toilet, go and get a drink of water, squeeze a lemon juice, brush your teeth, get dressed, all this sort of thing. They're saying, what about if you just mix up your routine? And because what this is going to do is this is going to help you to be a bit more conscious in what you're doing and how you do it and that sort of thing. And they just showed me in the morning sometimes, and I'm certainly not conscious at all. First thing in the morning, not a morning person, but it's that thing too. It's going to help you to actually see what you're doing, how you're doing it, and that sort of thing. And then you can actually ask yourself, well, is this something which, I would like to change? Is this something that... When I said that, I could feel them poking me going, well, you could be a morning person if you wanted to. I've never been much of a morning person, but they're poking me saying, well, it's actually your choice. So, well, yes. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that over the next, I was going to say few months, because it will take a few months to sort of change these things. And that's the thing as well, is that, if you do decide to change something, if you do decide to work in a different way, yes, it's going to be a little bit of awareness, a little bit of effort. It doesn't necessarily have to be work, but just a little bit of awareness and effort about, okay, well, what do I want to do consciously? How does this work with me? And that sort of thing. So, okay, so getting on to Friday. Okay, Friday. I'm getting lost in the days here. Okay, so what's going on for Friday? Okay, give me a second here. It's funny, I'm not getting much at all. Not getting much at all for Friday. Okay. All right, they just said to me, because I was wondering, I was like, come on guys, what am I going to say about Friday? What's going on for Friday? And they said, well, does there have to be something that's going on for Friday? What about, making Friday the day in which, you would like to make it? What about, having a bit of fun with this? What about being a bit directive on that day, or not being a bit directive? Or they're just saying it's about, doing whatever the hell you want to do on Friday. Obviously if you have to work, things like that. But they're saying it's about your intent and what you're doing and how you're allowing yourself to flow through that day, and also about how you're going to perceive what you're doing. because they're saying the perception around things makes meaning, and the thing that makes meaning actually gives you an emotion. It gives you an emotion, it gives you a thought. When you have a thought about it, it creates what's happening in your day. And they're saying this is right across right across the go throughout your whole life. But yeah, just have a check into that, a feel into that, and maybe listen to this again and when that does come up. Okay, getting on to the saying, we're just going to make the whole weekend a weekend instead of going Saturday and Sunday. So it's that thing too. Okay, so it's a little bit. It's funny. I'm jiggling in my chair because I can feel this like sort of quite a bit of energy coming through me. You're saying, I can feel an energy around celebration, around getting out there, having fun, enjoying yourself, that sort of thing. But I can also feel an energy of clearing, and they're saying this does actually go hand in hand, because when you allow yourself to make more space, whether this is on a physical level, emotional, mental, whatever it may be, it's important to celebrate that. Or, even that thing about celebrating what you're actually doing, not what you're going to do, but what you're actually doing. So it's that thing about sort of looking around and, how can I reward myself for something I'm doing? So this could even be, things around affirmations or things around manifesting. They're saying this is always a really big one with everyone. We're always looking to manifest things in our life. But it's, in order to manifest things, you need to celebrate the fact that you've got them in the first place, the fact that you've already, got, these things have already happened. So, what do you want to manifest? What do you want to celebrate? And what do you want to get, release or get rid of, or, that sort of thing, to bring in these new things? Because, in order a lot of the time to bring something new, not always, that there's that thing about releasing something which doesn't fit. So, this it could be anything at all. But so if you do want something, is there anything that contradicts that? Is there anything that's holding you back with that? And it's not about working it out too much, it's just about being mindful towards those steps. Okay, I want more money, I want a new holiday, I want a partner, that sort of thing. So you go, okay, well, if I want these things, how am I thinking about them? What action am I actually taking to do this? Am I putting away money every week? Am I studying? Am I looking at different jobs? Am I looking at couples when I walk down the street and think, oh, that's never going to happen to me? So that sort of thing. So this is about releasing the things in which aren't aligned with that, and are about sort of allowing yourself to be filled up with the celebration of actually having those things. Okay, so you're telling me to end it. Okay, so yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that. I hope you did as well. That was good fun. Really nice connecting with you. If you share me around, like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff, really, really cool. And also, if you want a session with me, just check out the links are below, or just type in David M. John. You'll find me on the Sunshine Coast. I've got a website, Facebook, all that sort of stuff, YouTube. Beautiful. So we'll have a fabulous week ahead. Celebrate your week ahead, and have a lot of fun. Always an important thing. Lots of love. Good to see you. See you next week. Bye-bye.